some of you are poor, find it hard to live, are sometimes, as it were, grasping for breath. I have no doubt some of you who read this book are unable to pay for all the dinners you've eaten, or for the coat and shoes which are fast wearing or are already worn out, and have come to this page to spend borrowed or stolen time, robbing your creditors of an hour. It is very evident what mean and sneaking lives we must lead. For my sight has been whetted by experience, always on the limits, trying to get into some business and trying to get out of debt. A very ancient slough, called by the Latins another's brass. For some of their coins were made of brass, still living and dying, buried by this other's brass, always promising to pay tomorrow and dying today, insolvent, seeking to curry favor, to get custom, by how many modes, not only state prison offenses, lying, flattering, voting, contracting yourselves into a nutshell of civility, or dilating into an atmosphere of thin and vaporous generosity, that you may persuade your neighbor to let him make his shoes, or his hat, or his coat, or his carriage for him, making yourselves sick that you may lay up something against a sick day, something to be tucked away in an old chest or in a stocking behind the plastering, or more safely in a brick bank, no matter where, no matter how much or how little. Most men, even in this comparatively free country, through mere ignorance and mistake, are so occupied with the fastidious cares and superfluous, coarse labors of life that its finer fruits cannot be plucked by them. Their fingers from excessive toil are too clumsy and tremble too much for that. Actually, the laboring man has not leisure time for a true integrity day by day by day. He cannot afford to sustain the manliest relation to men. His labor would be depreciated in the market. He has no time to be anything but a machine. How can he remember well his ignorance, which his growth requires? Who has so often to use his knowledge? We should feed and clothe him gratuitously sometimes, and recruit him with our cordials before we judge him. The finest qualities of our nature, like the bloom on fruit, can be preserved only by the most delicate handling. Yet we do not treat ourselves nor one another thus tenderly. Or, as Raleigh rhymes it in his sonorous way, from thence our kind hard-hearted is, enduring pain and care, approving that our bodies of a stony nature are,